Welcome back to another weekly roundup of cloud gaming news brought to you by yours truly. Remember, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest in cloud gaming, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video, and as always, if you enjoy the content, give the video a like, helps the channel out a lot. But for now, let's jump into the news. And first up, if you're looking for Stadia news, well, I'm sick of talking about it. We're not going to talk about it anymore. It's done, it's gone. No, just kidding.
Yeah, that's not funny.
In fact, there was just so much damn Stadia news this week that it got its own dedicated video where we talked about Stadia live streaming and crowdplay, the Stadia app for Android TV, the first free weekend event for Borderlands 3, which isn't quite so free, and also Marvel's Avengers beta missing from Stadia. So for all of those juicy deets, make sure you check out the Stadia video in the link in the description down below. Which means we can swiftly move on to talking about Microsoft's Project xCloud and its big announcement this week around its official launch. Yes, Project xCloud will officially launch on September 15th, exclusively on Android devices, and will be available as part of Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription for $14.99 a month. At launch, Microsoft are promising access to over 100 games, including Gears 5, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 4, and obviously like 100 others, because I only listed 4. With its official launch, access to the Project xCloud preview for Android devices will officially be stopped on the 11th of September, with the iOS test flight version already being abruptly shut down in a comparatively shorter beta period which was restricted to just Halo the Master Chief Collection. With the official launch being supported on Android devices, Microsoft has released a statement on their official stance with Apple, which I will get into in an upcoming video. However, on that, Microsoft has stated their goal is to, quote, scale cloud gaming through Xbox Game Pass available on all devices. In an effort to make the service as accessible as possible on Android devices, we've previously talked about the dedicated xCloud controller being released same day, September 15th by 8BitDo, but it does look like Microsoft has also partnered with some other companies to produce some xCloud specific gaming peripherals. First up, we have the Razer Kishi, which we've already reviewed the generic Android version here on the channel, which I'll link to up here if you want to check that out. It does look like the xCloud edition will be, well, pretty much identical, apart from the fact that it does have a dedicated Xbox button. It will follow the Xbox correct color scheme for the A, B, X, Y buttons. That is something that bothered me during my initial review. And as well as that, will come with a 14-day free trial to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. The original Razer Kishi was on the expensive side at $80, but for the privilege of being a special Xbox boy, you'll pay an additional $20, making the Razer Kishi xCloud edition an eye-watering $100.
$900 dues.
So interested to hear from you if you would pay this price tag or just, use an Xbox controller. Speaking of Xbox controllers, going back to your traditional controller and phone holder layout, PowerA is releasing the MOGA XP5-X. Name could use some work. However, the price is a much more palatable $69.99. PowerA's controller will pair to your phone via Bluetooth, but unlike the Razer Kishi, instead of using your phone's battery, the MOGA XP5-X has its own internal battery, as well as a 3000 mAh reserve battery to charge your phone while you play. You will, however, have to do that using a dedicated USB cable, making it look like you are playing Google Stadia back in May. What a loser.
Oh, what a loser!
Moving on to GeForce Now. Again, new week, a new list of titles added to the service, which I'll throw up on the screen here. Most notably in this lineup, we have Just Cause 2, Other Side, which came to Steam just last week on July 28th, and Superhot Mind Control Delete, which came to the Epic Game Store on July 16th. So again, we're seeing some more examples of GeForce Now adding these titles to the platform fairly quickly after their release. And weirdly, we do have a title returning to GeForce Now, which is usually pretty big news. Except when that title is Russian Fishing Simulator 4. I'm sure we were all devastated by the loss of that one, but it's back. Next, we eventually got the announcements for the new titles added to PlayStation Now for the month of August. Each month, PlayStation does add a chunk of, I'm just going to say indie crap, but does celebrate the additional notable titles. So for August, those are Hitman 2, Dead Cells, and Greedfall. So if you wanted to try out any of those, PlayStation Now does offer a 7-day free trial, which you could probably complete a few of those before ending up having to pay for anything. However, if you wanted to see what the performance was like, I will link to my full review just before you head into that and make your decision from there. And finally, as I always do, I'll try and link you towards free games wherever I can to help get you through 2020. So we're going to start off with Xbox Game Pass for PC. Again, another notable week. They're really adding some decent titles to this. First, we have Trailmakers, followed by It Lurks Below, Xeno Crisis, and Undermine. And lastly, 3 games of the week for the Epic Game Vault. A weird one, first of all, we have 3 out of 10, which is actually less of a game, more of a playable animated sitcom about game developers. I'm not really too sure what to do with that. Looks interesting though. And finally, we have Wilmot's Warehouse. But that is it from me. So of course, if you enjoyed this video, you found it somewhat helpful, a like rating would be appreciated. If you have not already, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next one. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. And as always, I shall see you in the next one.